Okay. Just need to make sure that opening screen is not totally horrific. Although sometimes I feel like it's the end that it picks. I don't really know. All right, let me go live on TikTok. All right, plug this in. Live now. Oh, I keep forgetting we have sprints still. Oh no. There we go. Ollie! He's so cute. I'm so happy for him. And he got driver of the day. Oh, Lando stopped in the stadium. Yeah, they suck. So oh, why is Park Fermin? I feel like it's a weird place to have it, but oh, they got a little scale out there and everything. Go Charles. Hello. Hey. Good. One second. Let me turn the volume up. I'm happy.
I am too. Made a bit of money. Would have been a lot more if Haas didn't fuck Behrman out of the podium, but we can talk about it.
I feel like he probably would have been fourth no matter what.
So the case for Haas not destroying him is that when Piastri and Antonelli can't, and therefore George was always going to do it.
Yeah.
That was really when Behrman was screwed because the Behrman podium strat required Max to burn his tires out, defending against Piastri, defending against Antonelli, or trying to pass Antonelli as they're defending.
Yeah.
And once Max basically was just allowed to scoot by those people when they were pitting, I don't know that Behrman had a better strat.
No. I feel like
Oh, thank God I get to miss Jacques Villeneuve. Let's go by talking to you.
Karun and Jacques Villeneuve on the same broadcast. We're being fucking tortured over here.
I mean, we got Bernie at least.
That's true.
And we didn't get, and we're done with Harry Benjamin for the year.
Thank God. I mean, I don't know. I feel bad because it's really not about him. I wouldn't like anyone that they put in for.
No. That's not true. If they gave a Naomi, a Rachel Brooks an opportunity.
Not Rachel Brooks. No offense, but I'm not.
Okay, Rachel Brooks. I like Rachel Brooks.
And this is maybe some internalized misogyny, but the sound of her voice makes me want to kill myself. Which is mean. It's purely a
the problem with Rachel Brooks is that she's tasked with asking incredibly quote unquote obvious questions.
Well, and the thing is, I feel bad because I prefer Natalie. But Natalie has been doing it for so long and is so good that I feel like anyone you compared to her, I would be like, you suck. You know what I mean?
True.
So
But like, yeah, Naomi, Natalie, like one of them. Give me one of them instead of fucking Mary Vanderpump.
I think Naomi would be good. I think she's probably I like Natalie a lot, but I think that her role is like I think that she like should be the interviewer. You know what I mean? And like kind of the only one. Like she's so good at that. I really like Naomi on comic. She's only done it like a couple times in practice, but I really like her. Um
Well, the good thing is that we never like. I think this is the last time we're really getting like the C team, right?
yeah.
I don't want to be rude, but like Jacques Villeneuve. Oh, I know who she is. I can't think of.
Corinne's actually pretty good. I'm just biased because I'm a Carlos.
But Karun is great as Karun is great at Sky Race Control. He's not good in the booth.
I feel
like two-time W Series champion. What the is her name?
Naomi. Oh, Jamie Chadwick.
Jamie Chadwick. Like she's fine.
I haven't really seen enough of her to form a solid opinion, I feel like.
I think this is like the third or fourth time she's done it. She was okay with Nico and Monza, but like,
yeah. See, I missed that because I was in.
And her as the pre and post race is just like, that is not good. Karun, like, Brundle didn't show up, Jensen didn't show up, Nico didn't
Where
show
has
up.
Jensen been all year?
He was there last week.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like he hasn't really been on commentary.
Brazil always gets somebody good.
Yeah. Right? Seb is going to be in
Vegas will have, and then Vegas will probably be Jensen and fucking Danica again.
And Nico usually does Vegas.
He's been in Vegas. Well, because he's just been in Vegas for sponsor commitments the last 2 years.
Yeah. You're right. He hasn't been on the broadcast. No, he was on the broadcast last year.
Yeah. No, because he was great. Because he was glazing George the entire time.
He loves George. Nico does.
I know, it's great. I love that Jensen and Nico are both George lovers.
They are both George lovers.
Have you seen the clip? So it's this would have been, I think, the Spa Paddock, Jensen and George are interviewing for Sky that weekend on like Thursday, I think. And Horner and Danny Rick both walk through the paddock and interrupt the interview. Have you seen this?
No, I think
so it's 2021. And Jensen is interviewing him, and the George news hasn't. The George getting the Mercedes seat hasn't been announced yet. And
this is when George. Yes, I have seen this.
Goes to Jensen. Have you congratulating on his new deal? And George goes, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like the funniest way possible.
This was when George was in his like really bad poker face era.
Yes, extremely. And then Danny Rick says, he can do whatever he wants now, eh? He's the king of the world. I love Danny Rick. I miss Danny Rick.
Yeah. The safety car was not my op because I loved the safety car. Because Max was.
Max Verstappen, I will say, my favorite thing about Max Verstappen, he knows he never gets to complain about an ill-timed safety car ever again in his life after Abu Dhabi 2021.
No, he does not get to complain about.
He didn't. I listened to his post race. He did not get to complain. He didn't complain.
Good. He should.
He was fun.
I'm like, Max, let's be careful how we tread here. Because.
No, he managed it well.
There's some precedent here that is gonna come up. So
yeah, of course. I mean, okay. Should we start with turn one?
Yeah. What was that?
So I have a take.
What?
Why the fuck was Max not told to give George a place back? Because he's ahead of George.
But George also went off track.
Not at turn one. That's later. We'll get to later. We'll get to the turn three nonsense later. Okay.
No, that was crazy.
At turn one, Max stayed ahead of George by leaving the track. Oh, but he was ahead of George when he left the track. Yeah, Karun. Yeah.
No, but
And you
it's
know how
still
he
gaining an
stayed ahead?
advantage
You
if
know
you.
how he got ahead of George? By taking a spot on track. He could never make the corner in.
Yeah. No, he definitely got away with that.
George, like George's radio today was incredible. We'll get back to the icon, the legend that George Russell's radios were today. So that was fun.
I feel like he knows that Toto isn't there, so he can be sassy on the radio.
He was like genuinely, he was some of the most pissed I've ever seen.
Yeah. Also, all because they wouldn't give Timmy Antonelli team orders. Like,
We'll get to the team orders thing in a minute.
No hate, no shade, because they all do that, but it does annoy me every time.
Max should have been forced to give the position back to George. And the fact that he wasn't is absolute FIA incompetence, and everybody involved should be forced to yeet themselves off of something tall.
Whatever. I'm happy because I'm rooting for Max at the current moment in time.
Lewis, I gotta say, I don't know that a 10-second penalty for Lewis was justified.
No, especially because nobody else got one. You know what I mean? Like, it felt kind of arbitrary.
Now, look, do I agree that he could have just like parked his ass in the middle of that straight for a bit to let Max get on his ass and go before he starts going? Yeah, sure, would agree with that. But like, I think Lewis has an argument that he was forced off the track by Max.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then like I don't really know what we're doing here.
I mean, my thing is like
doing anything at all.
My thing is like it was definitely a penalty, but like we're either being consistent or we're not. Like,
well, no, because they're being consistent with the idea that they basically have decided that turn one means that you get to commit murder and get away with it.
Well,
lap one, sorry.
Yeah, but not on going off the like that's always been the case for like incidents, but not for going off the track.
Also, can I just say, as somebody who had Charles to lead after lap one, that he was a bitch for not just keeping the lead into turn one and then giving it back on lap two?
I was kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I think he made the right choice. He got P2, but I was kind of like, why not stay ahead and see, even if you can't pull the gap, like try to make something happen. You know what I mean? But at the same,
just try.
Yeah.
I mean, the real thing about this race is that like this is actually what like old school good racing was.
Yeah.
Which is people tried some stuff and you got 3 wide at some points, and some people gained from the chaos and some people didn't. And like,
count out Ollie. He was the biggest winner from turn one.
Well, so he gained from turn one because he got ahead of Piastri, but then he also gained from the Lewis Max George turn 3 stuff.
Yeah.
Like 5 laps later, and he just like ended up just chilling where he was chilling, and like George was the big loser out of the second set of incidents because like to avoid getting crashed into by Max and Lewis, he like literally just had to do it, and then Ollie and then Timmy just were able to fly ahead of him.
Yeah.
Right? But like, kind of respectfully, I'm like, okay. Like, does it suck for George that he lost out in this? Sure, but if we want racing back, if we want proper, nobody overtake, we don't just want DRS passes and we want genuine racing.
Yeah, that was genuine racing.
I have to be okay with the idea that my guy's going to be the loser in that every so often.
Yeah, I mean Charles got screwed by Lewis at turn one, but like I can't be mad at Lewis. You want to beat your teammate, but also there is a part of me that's like, I look at Lewis's move and I'm like, that was never in 1 billion years gonna work. You know what I mean? To get by Lando at least. Like, maybe he could have gotten by Charles, but like even so, I was like, I don't know what you were doing.
I don't know. I'm not nearly as mad about the Lewis move.
I am, because I feel like what's his face? Charles could have gotten Lando, but it honestly in the end doesn't really matter because Lando would have gotten him.
Because he had no maneuverability because Max decided to go 3 wide for no good fucking reason.
Right. That was the other thing. Like, what was he? But also, like, I don't know. They were all, I don't know. They were all feisty on turn one. So I mean, I like to see it. Like overall. Obviously, I wish Charles could have gotten Lando, but
when you get to a track where this shit gets like where you can actually overtake on the run down, yeah, no shit, people are gonna get feisty.
yeah. No, isn't it? So, oh, I just want to like, I'm started my crash talk notes this year, and like my manifesto on like if this year is the perfect example of like if you look at the circuits and then you look at the street tracks, it is outside of Suzuka, which we both agree should be Fuji. It is night and day the levels of racing on street tracks versus circuits.
Do you classify Montreal as a street track?
No, it's a fucking circuit. It's a street track circuit, but like it's purpose built. It lives there all year round. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm really making sure.
It is more street. I know what you mean, but it's a circuit.
They fucking included the street tracks in the fucking graphics.
What?
They do, and it pisses me off every year.
Where are the streets? Show me the streets. Show me them. They don't exist. It's on a fucking island in the middle of a river where there are no streets within a mile.
No, I agree with you on this, but I just wanted to make clear because if you started dissing Montreal, I was gonna throw hands. Okay.
No, I like Canada. Canada is not. I mean, because the problem with the street tracks is that
you can't overtake. In Montreal, they have built it so that there are 2 fucking streets where you can overtake.
Because it was built for good racing. Because circuits are built. The problem with street tracks is that you're limited by the street, where the streets go. You know what I mean? And also, they're just flops in general. Baku's good. I'm not totally anti street track, like overall, but and there are bad circuits. Abu Dhabi sucks, but like I feel bad if I were who's in charge, the Prince King of the United Arab Emirates. I would take Herman Tilke and I'd lock him in a little cage because what do you mean I gave you unlimited space and money and that's what you came up with?
Well, remember. Well, so you know who actually was involved with helping redesign Abu Dhabi, right?
Who?
Kareem Chandok.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Another reason to justify my irrational hatred of him because he's a Carlos stan.
Well, because I remember this because going in, so I have gone back and rewatched this is one of the nerdiest things I've ever done. But I did a whole rewatch of the 2021 season for the first time.
Oh, why did you do that to yourself?
Late 22, early 23. Remember, I didn't experience 21 live, right?
Oh, I did, and it was emotionally scarring.
So what I did was I listened to every WTF1 podcast, every race preview. I would watch the race, and then I would watch every post-race show.
Oh, God.
And when they got to previewing Abu Dhabi, they talked about Red Bull are claiming that Karun has redesigned it, in a pro Mercedes way.
That's hysterical, first of all.
That's like a real talking point from 2021.
Obsessed. I must have missed that. Wait, how funny is this? So I was like, oh, I was like, I'm going to make a Max shirt. And so I made this suit, like, Max, Super Max, referencing the song. And I didn't think about it until I was wearing it somewhere. And one of my friends were like, is that like a prison t-shirt? And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, this went in the dud pile.
I mean, can we, is this a safe space?
Never.
Declare a few things to be truths.
I'm curious now. What?
Does Oscar Piastri simply suck?
What is going on? I will say the Oscar peeps are saying he's being sabotaged. So
okay, yeah, man, and like every single fan base in the NFL thinks that the refs are against them. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Is he being sabotaged or does he suck?
He is channeling his inner Mark Webber at the end of 2010. I'll say that. Say that right now.
So Lando has a championship lead. Fuck my life. Although, in fairness, Lando does suck around Brazil, so that's good.
I have never had more faith in Max than I do now.
I mean, so Matt. Okay, let's play a fun game called Skirmishaw tries to remember what the fuck the championship caps are. So Max came third, so you got 15.
Yeah.
He gained 5 points. So he gained 4 points on the lead. So he's what, 36 points back?
Yeah, he's 30 something back.
36 points back, I believe.
Yeah.
Because he lost points to Lando, but Lando, of course, gained points on Oscar.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, look. Because he was 26 points back of Lando, and he lost 10 points to Lando. Lando's not the championship favorites, or the championship leader. He's 36 points back. If Max wins Brazil,
which he will.
And I mean, here's the thing: a lot of the drivers not named, not like for Oscar Piastri have like really good histories in Brazil, right? Like,
yeah.
If you're looking for a race where Max is going to come P1, because the thing that Max, I don't want to say he needs it, but would be extremely helpful to Max, especially if we think Mercedes is going to win Vegas again next year, because cold temps are going to, turn that car into the W11 reincarnate. The thing he needs is like a Max win, Charles, George, like Lee Lewis, like sort of,
yeah,
top 4 that McLarens don't do anything. And if that happens, Brazil's a pretty good place for it. Like George got his first win there and was very good in 2024 there. Charles has had moments of brilliance in Brazil.
Yeah.
Like, those are the kind of, that's the kind of race where you could see it happening. And I mean, even Brazil, or even Qatar 2023, that was a Max front row, but that was a Max pole.
Yeah. I will say,
that was a Mercedes podium,
To Media Rare's point, I don't.
2-3, sorry, qualifying, that was Mercedes 2 and 3. So
this,
both Lewis and George can be good around Qatar.
Yeah, I feel like this year it's like no, like it's impossible to tell where anyone's going to be good. Like we were all like Ferrari's going to suck in Mexico, and then they were like randomly okay. It was,
Well, I think I don't. So the funny thing is, I don't say this to be a dick. I don't know that it was Ferrari was good. I think it was Ferrari's problems are lifting coast. They got track position, so they were fine.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that if Ferrari is just going to do this thing where they're great in quality and shit in race pace, but it doesn't matter because they have track position.
I don't even think they're necessarily great in quality. I think their issues are just less of an issue over one lap versus like the course of a whole race. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the thing is, you don't have to lift and coast on a quality lap.
Right. Although there were races this year where they were like on the outlap being like lift and coast. I was like, this cannot be real.
No. So nobody thought Mercedes would do well in Singapore, but in fairness to Mercedes, their problem is high temps and the night race. Yes, even though Singapore was a quote unquote, I think it was like 31 degrees air temp, but the thing about a night race is that air temp and track temp end up being basically the same thing for a night race.
Yeah.
Which meant that in terms of track temp, which is what actually matters for the tires.
Yeah.
They were, it was in the window that they could do well in.
And part of the reason why it's so hot for the drivers is because it's so fucking humid in Singapore, but that matters less for the track temps.
Yeah, the track temp, the humidity doesn't really matter for the track temps. I think you can pencil in George Russell to win Vegas. I think he's still like plus 450 at DraftKings. I have already bet this. But the thing is, McLaren were 6 and 7 last year in Vegas.
Yeah, they didn't do well in Vegas.
No, because it was a Merc 1-2, and then it was like the Charles Carlos Max triumvirate 3-4-5 that led to Charles popping off on the radio.
Yeah. Oh my God. Literally traumatizing memory for me right there. I was so mad. Although
I
people are
understand
putting,
that Singapore is incredibly hot in terms of air temp at night, but the thing about sunlight specifically is that sunlight therefore goes into the ground, and then that absorbs and attracts it, and that doesn't happen at night. Like the track temp and the air temp were basically the same. Usually, track temp is about 20 degrees Celsius higher
yeah.
than air temp, and for like a normal day race, like if it's 30 degrees Celsius in Spain, that's a track temp nearing 50.
Yeah.
And for Singapore, it was 30 degrees Celsius air temp and 30 degrees Celsius
Yeah.
track temp. Well, not okay. Well, Lando can go fuck himself when he claims that Max got lucky in Brazil. He's a moron. Why are we caring about morons thing?
I'll never forget that. It's just luck, not talent. That was crazy. And
Also, I will just point out something out. We have 2 sprint races left.
great. Can't wait.
Oh, I should probably inform you of something. The person I usually watch these races with is in Jamaica for Brazil weekend. So if you would like to watch sessions with me, I am free.
I'm down.
Nice.
Is it next weekend?
No, week off
And then
so it's week off Brazil, week off Vegas. Is it a triple header to the end? Or is it week off after? It might be a week off after Vegas and then double header.
yeah, I think it's a double header to end, if I remember correctly, but I might not. So don't quote me on that.
What they need to do is, because it used to be the triple header was USA, Mexico, Brazil.
That makes sense as a triple header.
No, that was hell. No, because it made sense as a triple header before Vegas was instituted, right?
Yeah.
But once Vegas was instituted, it should be double header, week off, double header, week off, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, double header.
We should just get rid of Vegas, is what we should do.
No, I like Vegas.
Ugh.
You just don't like gambling, okay?
You can gamble in other places.
So you want the boardwalk?
No, Atlantic City is like among the darkest places in the entire world.
Have I told you about the time that I stopped in Atlantic City for like 20 minutes so that I could play a hand of blackjack while listening to the song Atlantic City by Bruce Springsteen?
I've been to Atlantic City too many times, and I will not be returning.
Counterpoint. I put $100 down on a singular hand of blackjack while I had Atlantic City in my ear, and I won, and then I immediately left.
I have been banned from 4 separate casinos in Atlantic City.
What?
But I went back to one of them and they didn't remember me, so it was fine.
What were you doing? Were you counting cards?
No, 2 of them were for underage drinking. One of them was for swimming in a fountain, and the other one was for peeing in a potted plant, which is embarrassing, but you know what? It was outdoors. And it was a desperate situation, okay? So, unfortunately,
I sometimes forget that you did pledge a sorority.
I have a sorority tattoo that I got drunk in Atlantic City. I can't go back there. It's a dark place. There's a dark aura around that place. I'm not responsible for my behavior when I enter. It's like I become a different person when I start breathing that air.
Can we take a minute to appreciate the beauty that was George Russell's radio this race?
No. The casinos were absolutely correct to ban me. I deserved it. I am not saying that I didn't deserve it. I 1000% did. But I went back to one of them because this was also like 10 years ago. I don't act like this anymore, I promise. But I went back for a bachelorette party and I was really nervous because I was like, "Oh, like, are they gonna know?" You know what I mean? But I think this was, like, before, like, facial ID and everything, so they also, the one we went to was I was banned for underage drinking, and I'm, like, now well over age, so I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
but yes. No, I just, Vegas is it's like Abu Dhabi, it just, like, is soulless and, like, it's
No,
Disney
no, 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 no.
it's ju
Vegas Grand Prix the last few years has been fun. You just hate it, okay?
well, because it represents everything that's wrong with Formula 1 in one.
Yes, counterpoint. I don't care. It's fun.
Vegas.
You have to understand. One. This is a race that George Russell won last year, so I don't understand how many times did he explain to you. George Russell could win the like. George Russell could win the gay people need to die Grand Prix, and I would support it. Okay.
So Qatar. Sorry, that was a cheap shot at Qatar. There's many races that could be.
Well, no. F1 has repeatedly informed us that the number that that they are personally responsible for getting Singapore to drop anti-homosexuality prohibitions.
Somehow I feel like there are some activists in Singapore that would dispute that.
Of course they would.
Like, I'm sure there's some gay people in Singapore that are like, "What the fuck, bro? We've been working on this for 30 years." The Chick-fil-A Grand Prix. Coda, could also be. No, that's the I Hate Women Grand Prix. Qatar is 100% fine for the LGBT community. Yeah, as long as you just keep it to yourself. Don't ask, don't tell vibes.
Oh my god, I'm having a great time today.
Oh.
Um,
No, Vegas is fine, and the track is fine. There are.
The problem is Miami. The problem is not Vegas. The problem is Miami.
Yeah, you mean the Highway Grand Prix?
No, the parking lot Grand Prix.
Right, the overpass Grand Prix. The fact that people pay $1,200 to stand in a NFL parking lot. Genuinely, I almost
honestly, if we were picking NFL parking lots, could we not do?
There are better
could
ones.
We not do the Ralph in Buffalo?
That would be awesome, honestly.
Just have Bills fans going insane at various corners. Like, come on now.
I do love the fake marina. I'm pro the fake marina, but unfortunately, it blows it. Like, how about this? How about y'all give me $300 and we can all go stand in the Patriots parking lot and drink beers? I'll even give you the beer for free. Like,
Speaking of the past, how happy are you that Drake May is just turned into like the fifth best quarterback in the NFL?
We are back. I hope everyone enjoyed their 5 years off. I hope they enjoyed it. I hope they did, because we've never been more back. And it turns out
Hey, the Patriots have made me more money than any team this year. I am all in on them.
It turns out the key to success in the NFL is you just got to find the most unattractive, derpy looking white guy you can and throw him in there.
Hey, he's not nearly as ugly as college Tom Brady was.
Yeah, but they both have a vaguely confused and look about them. And
no, that's true. They definitely look like they don't understand what's happening at all times.
No, Bill Belichick needs to be put under conservatorship at this point. I'm just pretending I do not see. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my god.
Okay. So I would be more mad about the Bengals loss if the Bears didn't screw me out of more money. But how do you lose to the Jets?
Yeah, it's tough. Even in our darkest days, we weren't losing to the Jets.
So can we talk about the fact that George Russell just fully decided to be done with pursuing his shit today?
Pass him.
Okay, counterpoint. I generally agree with this, and I think that in the end, this was a fair result in the sense that Georgia simply did not have the pace to pass Behrman, and so like
Right.
it's fine.
I would also like to once again point out that like I need one example where them swapping ended in the person passing. You know what I mean? The guy ahead.
Sure. So here, but okay, but here's the thing, though. I will say, the second George makes the offer that if I don't pass him, I'll let Kimmy back by. Mercedes, like there, it should be that the second that George makes that offer, it's done. Well, like, he should be allowed past the second he makes the offer. He should be let by.
They did what they always do with team orders, which is pussyfoot about it so long that it doesn't end up matter. The swap doesn't end up mattering.
Correct. But this is my problem. This is my problem with team orders. This is my problem with the from Mercedes standpoint, from a Ferrari standpoint, like if I think George could have gotten Behrman if he didn't waste 5 laps of new fresh tires sitting in fucking dirty air.
But they always do. Always. It's just so.
But like this time I get it. This time I actually do get it because George like totally got screwed to be behind Antonelli.
Yeah.
Like that was just bad luck. That was just the bad luck of the drought from the various incidents early on.
Yeah.
So like, man, Mercedes has to be quicker in making those decisions.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, by the time that you decide to swap them, all of George's advantage was gone.
Yeah.
And then how is it not okay? So you wait 12 years for no reason. How is it not a box opposite? When Behrman pits, how is it not a box opposite?
Yeah, that was crazy.
What the fuck? How do you not? How, when Behrman comes in, do you not view that and go, okay, we're done?
Yeah.
We're good. We're just going to stay out and pray to God he doesn't have the pace.
Yeah. I feel like you have to take a chance. You have to take a chance in that scenario.
Just because here's the thing: if you're behind him and you were still behind him, then you're just doing the same thing and guaranteeing that it didn't work.
Yeah.
Look, I agree. I am generally anti-team orders. I think that if you're faster past them, it's like a perfectly reasonable position.
Yeah.
Right. However, like, don't. One, if he says if I pass him,
I also think
if I don't pass him, I'll give it back. One, that should be an automatic. Okay, then do it.
I also think that I think that it's just always more trouble than it's worth. You know what I mean? Because over the course of a season, somebody always feels like they got screwed over and it causes problems.
I also don't really get why we're doing this for 3 points in the championship. I get it's a quote unquote podium, and at the time that they're thinking this, they think they're gonna get the podium, right?
Yeah.
But it's 3 points, dude. Like, it's 3 points that, frankly, if you're Mercedes, do you really want to get those 3 points?
Yeah, I would think that the wind tunnel. Also, it's like I don't give a fuck about the constructors. This is my confession. And everybody pretends that they care, and it's just I don't think anyone cares but the team.
So Ferrari jumped Mercedes in the constructors today.
Yeah.
Would you like to know what my live reaction when my buddy told me that was?
Nothing, because it's who cares?
No, it was yay. We got the wind tunnel done.
Right. Exactly. Like, it's especially now they've instituted the wind tunnel thing. Ooh. It's 6-1 by half dozen the other. And sure, it's money in the constructors, but the amount of money that they're making from the construction.
Do you think Mercedes needs the $15 million extra American dollars?
No, it's such a minuscule amount of money compared to what
Mercedes used to spend. Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull used to spend $400 million American dollars on their cars. They're not legally allowed to spend $200 million. And you think the $12 million matters?
No, not at all. That's the thing. Like, they don't give a fuck about money. They're making money from merch and sponsors. That's where their real money comes from. And in Ferrari's case, this is not really like a money making, like, compared to the money they make from like selling cars, it has to be minuscule what they're
Well,
making from
yeah,
that.
no, and that's why they were willing to spend $400 million a year on cars, because they took the view correctly, IMO, that the ROI of getting to call yourselves world champions for a year was worth legitimately tens of, if not hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, they were probably correct.
So the $12 million can go fuck itself.
Right, right. No, it doesn't. Yeah, the constructors doesn't matter at
So you mean the people who claim that Lando and Oscar are world champions because they won the constructors are lying?
all. Okay, sure. Like, please, please. That's yeah. Okay, sure. They can be world champions if they want. I just feel like the constructors, like, even and like they would never admit it, but like the teams, even Toto, like in 2021, was like our priority is the drivers because the teams, the money that they get from having a driver's champion, like marketability wise, is like probably more than the $12 million that they.
Yeah, that's the thing. The constructors.
That's true. The garages is important. The garages is important. No, and I'm not saying they don't care. I'm saying like comparatively, realistically, except for Ferrari, I do believe they'd screw over one of their drivers for the constructors because that's just how Ferrari is. But like if you sat Toto Wolff down and in a moment of like and you gave him like truth serum and you were like
what's the thing for Harry Potter?
Varanus serum, you can and you gave him a truth drug and you said, would you rather win the constructors or have George slash Kimmy win the drivers? They're come on. If you can only have one, I'm sure he wants both. I'm not saying he doesn't care, but priorities, you know.
Would Toto trade the 2021? Does Toto Wolff look at 2021 as a successful season because they won the WCC?
Well, he was out partying in fucking Abu Dhabi like he was. I will never get over that. That was so low of him. Like some is this your first day on planet Earth? I don't care if you want to go out and get drunk in Abu Dhabi. Fucking why is there videos of it all over the internet? Lewis Hamilton was just wronged in catastrophic fashion. Like something horrible just happened and you're soaking wet in your little white button down doing thirst traps in the club. Decorum, some decorum, please.
Wow, I didn't realize you were. I didn't realize.
Oh no, we might have lost him. But yeah, that was freaking right. Yes, he should have been. He should have been fighting. What's his name? Michael Massey in the pit lane. That's what he should have been doing. Like, it's just like the optics of it are crazy. So maybe he does care more about the constructors because that was his excuse when he was asked about it. But that was the most classless display I've ever seen in my life.
I can't believe I can't believe somebody who has been tossed out of multiple casinos for underage drinking is turning out to be a prude.
Yeah, but I wasn't underage drinking after my best employee, was just basically shot dead in the pit lane.
Okay, little Miss Tuck Rule. Okay.
Haters. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about it. John Gruden can
Don't lie to me.
John Gruden can die mad about that one.
John Gruden can die in general.
Right. You want me to feel sympathy for John Gruden? Please. Please.
No, I do not, actually.
Oh, the devil himself. No, he's not the worst one. The worst one is what's his face? The Tim Tebow guy, Florida, Urban Meyer.
He won me a natty.
He's a demonic. Are you an Ohio State fan?
No, I'm a Gators fan.
Oh. Oh,
My mother had family friends who we affectionately called my aunts in Gainesville, Florida.
listen, Robert Kraft was supporting small business, okay? Entrepreneurs.
I own somewhere in an old house that we still own. One of my parents still owns. I own a Tim Tebow jersey.
What if I told you that I think that Tim Tebow is the most evil of everyone on that team that included 4 separate murderers? Why is he circumcising?
I would start singing Taylor Swift at you. What if I told you none of it was accidental?
Listen, Tim Tebow.
So you know the rumors that Aaron Hernandez and Tebow were fucking, right?
That's like sad if that's true.
Well, there's the because there was the doc that had the Aaron Hernandez.
I've heard the rumors that he's gay, but I haven't heard the rumors that he and Tebow were fucking.
Those were apparently running rampant around Gainesville in like 09, 2010.
Well, because I know they lived together because they were like, Urban Meyer was like, I need you to get him to like stop shooting people. Which like feels like an unfair, no, not to stick up for Tim Tebow, feels like an unfair burden to put on like a 20-year-old.
Yes, but counterpoint. It's counterpoint. Tim Tebow did that long enough so that you guys could lose a Super Bowl with him.
True. Listen, I don't think, listen, the Aaron Hernandez thing was bad, but it's also like it's actually like really sad, like the full Aaron Hernandez story. It's like it's really sad. He was not a great childhood, and like the parents, he was just never it was he never stood a chance. Like it is like really actually very sad.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the homosexuality stuff is real.
Oh yeah.
Or even bisexuality, whatever. But like, if that was also sort of like in and around him.
Oh yeah.
Like that is actually like quite genuinely sad.
Yeah, I agree. And no, it's the whole story is like quite dark. And like weirdly, I feel like Urban Meyer like did try to help him, even though I'm a certified hater. Don't get me wrong.
Well, no. Maybe if Urban Meyer was willing to exact a penalty on his football players of more than a quarter for DUIs.
A quarter for DUIs is crazy. I will say that.
That was literally the punishment for like Percy Harvin and somebody else had like there were multiple DUIs in the Urban Meyer Florida era, and they would be suspended for the first quarter. And remember, this was before college football realized that they needed to book good games for week 1.
Yeah.
So this would be like Florida versus like the fucking Citadel or what, or like the University of Florida International or whatever the fuck, right?
Oh.
Like 30 point, like teams that we are supposed to beat by 35. And he'd be like, oh yeah, you're suspended for a quarter.
A quarter is crazy. Oh, yeah, you got to at least give it a full game. You know what I mean?
Essentially, given that we could have run out the C team those years and beat them.
Right.
I mean, hey, can I express a potential hot take?
Sure.
Decent recovery drive from Piastri.
Yeah, he did all right.
Like, I kind of do wonder whether or not this is like weirdly a bit of a momentum saving drive for him.
He had to do what he did, otherwise it would have been really tough.
Okay, but it's going to be tough anyways.
His issue is the same as it's always been, which is quality. His issue was quality last year. You know what I mean? By 30 seconds, not that impressive. No, I mean, it's not, but there was a minute there in that race where it was looking like he was going to end in like P8, P9. So I feel like all things considered, if he was, I mean, I said in my recap, an okay recovery. It wasn't great. Max had a good recovery. Um, Oscar had an okay recovery, is kind of my stance on the matter. Ooh.
Yeah, no, it's quite good. I mean, okay, but here's the thing: being like, oh, the car won by whatever. It's like, yeah, dirty air's a bitch. Okay, like let's not. By that standard, basically every good drive sucks. But again, I'm not talking about it being objectively good result. I'm talking about can Piastri drag any amount of momentum out of it? You know,
Yeah.
which is not the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, he saved himself from what could have been realistically like a very, very bad situation. Like if he had ended.
And the thing is, sometimes you need like a slightly bullshit sort of like, oh, I did well. Like sometimes you just need one thing to go right for you to like spark a comeback, right? Like, and is it bullshit? Is it like kind of fake news? Sure, but you know.
It's been 2 weeks and my apartment is still not in order. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Oh no, I keep losing you. Is this my internet or yours, I wonder?
This is me attempting to respond to text messages.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm.
Max did well. Max is great. Max is fantastic. But being like every driver should do what Max did is like.
Well, you want to be a champion or not?
Max Verstappen is better than the average champion. Okay.
I mean, yeah. But I'm kind of like, I feel like both McLaren drivers are very coddled by public opinion. Lando because he's British and Oscar because he's nice. You know what I mean? And like, I don't want to talk shit about Oscar. He seems like I feel bad for him. You know what I mean? But
I think this could go my strong take is that we've got one more McLaren crash at us.
Agree. I think I think that Brazil. Okay, this is like kind of a crazy woo-woo take. I think that Brazil like rejects mid drivers that people think are good. Like it's the same way like Massa always like something like cosmically horrific always happened to him in Brazil. Like there's just a couple of them that like really, but maybe Lando will do well. Who knows?
I mean, by that logic, George Russell is destined to be a WDC, so I'm on board with it.
Hell yeah. I mean, Charles has always done like okay in Brazil, like never great, but never terrible.
I think the 2018 Saber Lap qualifies as the Brazil gods embracing him.
Yeah, that's true. But he kind of fucked up last year slightly, but also it wasn't that.
Chris, come on. Why you got to attack my boy like that? Oh, George. No, I mean, George is rated pretty much where he should be, to be honest. I think George is, again, the funny thing is, I think George is in the circumstances, in like the sort of echelon in F1, he is this generation's Nico regen. Now, potentially he might win more championships than Nico did because he's not going to have a Lewis Hamilton teammate against him.
Yeah, right? That was a tough break for our boy.
But like, I do think that's what he is. Like, he's not gonna be like an all-time great in the sense of like he very obviously isn't as fast as he's not quite as fast as Max. He doesn't have that same insane ability, but he's very, very good, and definitely gets underrated by people because he's, a bit sort of robotic and not quite as sort of like charming in that way.
He's an odd duck, that one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Don't sound like podium in Brazil. That sounds right to me, but the thing you have to remember is that
Yeah, I don't, maybe not.
the Ferrari is generally crap by the end of the year. So, like, is that Charles's fault for them not getting on the podium, or simply does the universe hate Ferrari by the time the months of September, October, and November roll around?
I don't think the universe hates Ferrari. I think Ferrari hates Ferrari. I think they get
No, but again, the Sauber 2018 Q2 lap to get Charles into Q3.
Yeah, that was
That is enough proof that the gods of Brazil consider Charles to be a legitimate heir to the throne. You know?
Yeah, Seb's gonna be in Brazil.
Is he?
Yeah, he's doing some like eco event.
Is he? Is he gonna do some nonsense Senate tribute that's gonna drive you crazy?
I will not speak because if I speak, I will be in big trouble. It's like there's never been another F1 driver. Like the way they're all obsessed with him. It's so crazy. And I'm like,
I love Jose Mourinho so much, and I don't remember what race it was but when George did the Jose on the radio, I was so happy. I love that man.
It's one of the greatest quotes ever.
If I speak, I will be in big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble.
So I will not speak. Listen, I keep my mouth politely shut on the Senna thing because he died, so we're not allowed to talk about how he's a pedophile, but you know.
That's just a great sentence to have to say out loud.
Just saying. Just saying.
You're not wrong.
It's crazy that nobody talks about it. That's top line of the bio stuff. Dated a 15-year-old when you're 30 is top line of the bio stuff. And they're like, oh, she was okay with it and her parents were okay with it. Yeah, allow me to introduce you to the concept of grooming and also him being like the biggest star in Brazil. Like I would argue that her parents being okay with it makes it worse. And then my favorite thing is when people are like, oh, well, like that it's okay to fuck children in Brazil. I'm gonna say no, it's not. That's a weird thing to say. Whatever. I can't even. I'm gonna this whole video. I'm gonna get my account banned. The last time I talked about this, I got a not like my video taken down, like a strike against my account.
Then you should make a YouTube video about it.
Being like, no, I'm. Here's the thing. I'm simply not gonna lead the charge on that because these people will have my address on the internet the next day.
They're not that crazy, are they?
The Senna people?
Are they really that bad?
It's everybody in it's not there are no Senna people. It's everyone in Formula 1. It's crazy. Oh, they don't matter. I thought I only got 3. I was nervous.
It's 3, but I think it's like 3 in a given time frame.
Oh, okay, that's good. So maybe I'm timed out because that was kind of a while ago, actually.
Can we take? I feel like we have underestimated Ollie Behrman P4. What a lad!
My actual child. I love him like he's my own.
He's gonna be so good looking in like a year and a half when the baby face falls off.
His dad's hot. So probably.
No, what a drive from Ollie. Like genuinely what a drive from him.
So good. He did so well.
This is we were talking I think last night when we were calling privately, like Behrman hasn't really had like the sort of like
the breakthrough moment. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't had the singular race to sort of, this sort of like easy catch all. Oh, remember when Behrman did this?
Yeah.
Incredible performance from him. Awesome, amazing, fantastic.
Yeah.
Basically guaranteeing that him and Kimi Antonelli will be the Ferrari driver lineup in 2028.
I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. Never mind my
Well,
my
because Charles is gonna leave and Lewis is gonna retire, and they're gonna have two seats, and it's gonna be Ollie and Kimmy.
Why would they, my sweet children?
Oh, come on. Are you not excited for them to really fake a Mercedes thing that's totally nonsense?
I don't think that
Around
either of
Kelly?
them are crazy enough to, because the thing is, like, the Mercedes thing, like, really wasn't that deep. They're both just crazy.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
No, of course. That is the fundamental truth. And, like, the other thing is Ferrari will never deliver them a championship winning car.
yeah, never. And if they do, they'll make up for it in other ways.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way. Don't worry.
They won't bring extra spark plugs to Japan.
Every time I attempt to think about the various ways Ferrari has lost their drivers' championships, it sounds like a. Have you ever seen Veep?
Yes. Great
It
show.
sounds like if the people behind Veep created a Formula One.
I've
show,
long
it's
said
Ferrari.
I've long said that it's Italian Veep, and a show, a Veep style show about Ferrari would go hard. Like, it would actually go so hard. Like, that would be really good. I wish I was funny because I would write it myself, but, like, I fear I'm not funny enough to. We need Julia Louis-Dreyfus to, like, get into Formula One.
Ian Itchy he's British, like, so maybe. I'm just saying but like that's the fundamental problem of Ferraris, and every time you're like, oh no, they would have won the championship if they knew how to dislocate the refueling hose in Singapore.
Yeah, fucking Felipe Massa is suing the FIA. He should be suing Ferrari. That them though the mechanics sprinting down the pit lane, I fear is the funniest clip in Formula One history. Um, I'm sorry to my boy Felipe. He does seem like a nice guy, but
The funniest thing is that Brendel is like, why aren't okay, he didn't actually like go back onto the track. They could still work on the car. Why aren't they running? And then cut to Ted being like, no, they are running. They're running. They're running.
and they're going, and like the camera angle, I'm sure they're going fast. It's just a long pit lane, and the camera angle does them no favors, so it looks like they're running like almost comically slowly. And the McLaren mechanics are cheering them on.
Somebody needs to dub that like 45-second sequence with the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
Everything Ferrari needs to be dubbed with community. Yeah. The most atrocious one.
Whoa. There were marshals on track when Liam came out of the pits.
Damn, that's bad.
Can the FIA not suck at their jobs, please?
No, because
is that capable?
There's no, well, they're doing, okay, this is my conspiracy theory. So they have now done, there's no race director. They're doing a rotating cast of race directors, which is so stupid because it's like, in order to get, the only way to get good at that job is to do it weekend in and weekend out. And people remember Charlie Whiting fondly, rightfully so. He was very good at it. However, he was not by any stretch of the imagination flawless. You know what I mean? So
Seb Vettel, did once send a message to Charlie Whiting, fuck you.
Yes, he
did.
did.
The greatest radio messenger of all time,
Yes. But I will say, respect to Charlie Whiting, he would get in front of the drivers every week and answer their questions. You know what I mean? And like take his licks, and you know what I mean? And the
fact that Seb felt like he could tell Charlie Whiting to go fuck himself.
Right.
And the highest compliment you can pay to Charlie Whiting.
Definitely. And so he has completely basically neutered the race director position. It's a rotating cast, so you have now ensured that nobody can get enough experience to actually be good at it. And then instead of having full-time stewards and just paying them, because he's now doing a rotating cast of stewards, which it's always been a rotating cast, but like they're like, oh, we're gonna do this training or whatever. No, how about you pay them money and have it be someone's job? He's like, we're gonna professionalize it by having them take classes. How about you professionalize it by having them be professionals instead of volunteers? How about that? And
How much do you think it would genuinely cost to get a group of, I don't know how many marshals and stewards?
100 times. Well, the marshals, I feel like, is an extension of the fact that the race director is not on top of it.
Yeah.
And but
It's
the
just
reason,
I don't know, it just doesn't feel like in a sport where how much is Apple paying an extra $100 million a year extra compared to what the last U.S. rights deal pays, which
Right.
was like a 5x multiplier on what the previous rights deal paid. Like, seriously, just
yeah,
pay them a little bit more fucking money.
no, they have the
Pay
money.
them, have a like. You can pay them all $150,000 a year. I'm sure you got 4 people to do that shit permanently, or 8 people and have them do half the races.
Right. Yeah, and but also he's like, well, it's too much for it's too exhausting for one group of people to do it. So it's too exhausting to sit in an air conditioned office and make decisions, but it's not too exhausting to race that many races. And also the literally a rounding error in the budget. And also, but the reason he's like nerfed to the
Again, sorry, I would just like to reiterate this point. That would cost at most $5 million. I definitely wouldn't, but let's say it's $5 million, right?
yeah.
For a full cast of stewards. If you want to say 3 sets of 4
Yeah.
for a year, right? And to pay them very well. Again, you're now making $100 million a year extra from your new American TV rights deal, let alone whatever.
Well, the FIA isn't making that. The FIA
Australia or whatever when those rights deals come up.
The FIA is not making that money, but Formula One is, and they could pay.
Tell Liberty Media to pay you an extra $2 million.
Right, exactly.
If Liberty Media has a brain, they will say gladly. So so that there's less controversy about these decisions.
Well, and but the
or Liberty just tell the FIA to go fuck themselves.
Right, but what's his face? Mohammed bin Salman. The reason he's gotten rid of the race director position, the reason he wants a rotating cast of stewards is because he wants to centralize all power in F1 around himself. That's why he fired that old race. This man is like and he's getting reelected unopposed. So sick.
Oh, because in fairness, the FIA elections are faker than a Republican primary when Trump's on the ballot.
I got to get. Yeah, I'm doing a deep dive into the FIA. I'm getting in that Senate, and I don't know how, but I'm getting there.
Because don't forget, there's the whole thing where like you need vice presidential nominations from like you need nominations from every association, and one of the associations only has one person. So if the president locks them up, you literally can't run. You can't oppose him.
Yeah, which is what he did against Susie Wolf. I'm gonna I'm gonna figure once I figure out that political system, it's over for these hoes. But no, it's crazy. It's so fucking ridiculous, but whatever. Do you
have a take on the Lewis penalty?
It was fair, but also like 8 other people.
It was a bit excessive, but I don't know if I'm.
It was fair, but it was fair, but 8 other people should have gotten that penalty, so he shouldn't have gotten it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that seems right. How bad? I mean, okay. I don't think you've really talked about it. What do you make of these engine rumors?
I don't know.
Because I think that is absolute nonsense.
The Ferrari is going to be revolutionary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just them pushing back on the rumors that their engine is going to suck.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, they can say whatever they want. Wolf Zimmerman, which is the funniest name of course, the engine director's name is Wolf Zimmerman. That's the fakest name I've ever heard, but whatever. Wolf Zimmerman and his deputy both leading, who are in charge of the engine project. I don't care if he was fired or if he's leaving. That's bad. If it's going well, that doesn't happen. Period.
Yeah, either he's fired, in which case the engineer isn't revolutionary, or he has genuinely built a competitive engine, at which point Mattia Binotto's offer to go do whatever nonsense for Audi is not valuable to him, you know?
Yeah, I think he either got fired because he built a bad engine, or he quit because he isn't able to build the engine that he wants to build because of external factors or whatever, or he built a good engine and he quit because it's that shitty to work at Ferrari, which is like low-key the worst option of them all. Sick. But also, I believe that if you were on the brink, if you really believed that you built a great engine, you wouldn't quit, and you certainly wouldn't be fired.
And also, I think Cadillac would be more optimistic about your prospects, given that they have a Ferrari engine for the next few years.
Yeah.
And Cadillac are very firmly talking about learnings for the next couple of years. Also, let's be real. That is not a driver lineup you hire if you think your car is going to be good next year. Just saying.
I think Ferrari always thinks their car is going to be good. I just think they're wrong.
No, I mean Cadillac hiring
Oh,
Valtteri and Checo.
Yeah.
Like, if you think that car is good, you hire somebody real.
You do 1 and 1. You hire either Valtteri or Checo, and then you hire like, I don't know, some young kid.
Alex Dunn seems good. I don't know.
I don't know about any of them, to be honest.
I mean, you're not all aboard the Lindblad train.
Sure, why not?
Who would you fire if you were Red Bull?
Liam.
Ooh, hot take.
I feel like he did the worst of all of them. To be fair, he didn't really have that much time, but
he had 2 races.
But he's getting spanked by Isaac, so.
Okay, but Isaac.
I just like Yuki. It's him or Yuki, and I like Yuki. So I'm sorry. Bye.
I mean, I think Isaac might genuinely be competitive. Not like competitive in the sense of competitive with Max, but like, I think he could be frisky next year.
Don't do that to my boy. Why would you put?
It's happening to your boy.
I know.
Also, can they really demote Yuki back to the junior team again?
Yeah, I think they'll probably fire Yuki. Oh.
No, I'm thrilled. He'll go be the reserve at Honda, and then everyone will be like, "Oh, he'll get Fernando's seat when Fernando retires," and then they'll sign Max.
Yeah. Max versus Lance Stroll is going to be quite the lineup.
I feel like if that is where this ends up going, they finally have to come to Jesus conversation and say, "I don't think this will go well for either of us."
I feel like there'll be 1 year of Max. See, I almost think it's going to be they get rid of.
I think it was Grosjean.
That was the initial hire. I think that they will go. This is crazy, but I think it'll be Fernando Max, and then Fernando will retire maybe, and it'll be George or Charles.
Fernando keeps claiming the next year is it. Fernando's if he wins a race next year, like if he wins a Monaco or a Canada or a whatever.
No, the eternal question is how long are we going to do this Lance thing? But I
just don't think Lawrence Stroll will ever let his son get that exposed by.
Yeah.
I just don't think Lawrence Stroll will.
And also, here's the thing.
Lance by a second and a half, which is what would happen.
Right. Here's the thing. Max isn't going to be nice about it. And Fernando and Seb have both been nice about it. And also, they've been at the back of the grid. As we know and demonstrated in 2023, the further you get up the grid,
points gaps, but also time gaps are exponential at the front.
Right. It's going to look a lot worse the minute they get better. And yeah. Well, and also Lance came out looking a lot better against Seb because Seb missed 3 races because of COVID. So like they're
Isn't Lonzo really 20-0ing him?
that's
Jesus Christ. Because all I know is that Lance was 4-0 last year at a point, or
yeah.
4-4 at some point last
Yeah,
year.
he did like okay against Fernando last year.
But that was very obviously Fernando not giving a singular fuck.
Yeah.
What should I get for dinner tonight? Because it's Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and I'm a Packers fan. So, the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Should I get pizza? Should I treat myself?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I can smell my meatloaf, so I do have to go. But yeah, I'm excited for Brazil. My favorite week of the year.
I mean, Brazil should be fun.
I'm excited.
Are you excited for the? Are you excited for when Max and Lando crash, or Max and Oscar crash each other out, and Lando wins
Why
the
would you?
ABC in Brazil?
Why would you even put that out into the universe?
Just think of how much fun that would be.
No, I do not want Lando to win. I do not want Lando.
McLaren is not competent enough to sabotage anything. Okay, that's the thing you have to understand about McLaren.
I don't know what's up with Oscar, but he's crumbling mentally in the way that I thought Lando was going to crumble. But we still have plenty of time to crumble. There's like 6 races left, so.
Brazil, Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi.
Okay, 4.
4 and 2 sprints.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to claim that you're right about the 6, you will have to admit the sprint races are real.
They're not. So I was wrong.
Okay. So your commitment to sprint races being fake is more real than your commitment to being right.
Yeah. No, sprint races are fake.
Okay.
No.
Did Bortoleto end up in the?
Yeah, I think he got. I think he got points.
Good for him.
He's doing all right this year.
Two Hasses. So it was what, the top 7, 2 Hasses and a Bortoleto were the points. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good Mexico.
I mean, here's the thing. People deciding to be dumbasses generally does create good racing.
Hell yeah.
I mean, there is a real case that what we need is to bring back Logan Sargent, and we will solve F1's problems.
Oh, yeah, just throw him in there.
Or is that simply the fact that I would like that he's still the hottest man to be an F1 driver in the last 5 years?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Lewis?
I like frat boys, okay?
Ugh. I mean, he's fine looking. He's just every man in Florida.
I know, and I would like every man in Florida.
Charles is better looking than him. Lewis is better looking than him.
Okay, Charles is different though, because like Charles is obviously a bottom.
He looks like a he looks like a statue that Ferrari brought to life in his basement. Beautiful but sexless. But I also just know it's like Charles, it's the whole thing. But he's objectively, visually very good looking.
Charles is better looking.
I'm trying to think of Alex. Alex is harder than Logan in my opinion.
Oh, that's a horrible thing. In fairness, I don't count when I was in F1 in the last 5 years. I meant like of the people who came into F1 in the last 5 or 10 years. Lewis is like obviously objectively a fucking masterpiece.
They're not putting ugly people on the cover of Vogue. I'll tell you that right now.
No, they fucking aren't. But yeah.
I'm trying to think.
No, Alex is objectively hot. I have a thing for lanky white boys from
Florida frat boys. I'm trying to think who else has even come. The problem is like the people that have come into F1 in the last 5 years are like children. Like, I don't think that Ollie Behrman is good looking. No offense. I look at him and I'm like, you're 12.
He'll be real hot in 2 years.
Yeah. I'm 30. It would be weird if I thought that Ollie Behrman was hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh
Antonelli is like I see people like being like, oh, he's so hot, and I'm like,
no,
still.
my favorite trope is people being like, Kimmy Antonelli is hot, and people being like, you're a pedophile, and then the person being like, I'm 15.
Yeah, right, exactly. But like, it's just like I need to see him in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, Franco's hot.
How could I forget about the love of my life, Franco Colapinto?
I mean, Frank Dewitt is also really hot.
Yeah, Jack Doohan's hot.
Remember when I said on an unreleased episode of the Scrimshot Show that Pierre and Jack would be the hottest F1 lineup since Slag Claren?
Slag Claren? An insult.
I said this to you. Do you not remember how offended you were when I said this?
Probably as offended as I am now on behalf of my close personal friend Nico Rosberg.
Yep.
Nico is.
I might have even said hotter than Slag Claren.
It's hard because Jensen is hotter than Nico, but Nico is better looking than Jensen, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Like, Nico is objectively beautiful, but like, not, he doesn't. Yeah, no. Again, I'm not.
There's nothing funnier. The Monza photo dump where Pierre reposts the photo, the tweet where he's like, what position am I starting in tomorrow? Because of the fucking horrific thing where everybody took their engine penalties at Monza that year. And somebody just responds, missionary. It is simply an iconic tweet from Pierre. It is iconic for him to include that in the.
And Lewis switching to Roscoe's account to comment the puppy dog emoji.
Like the thing about Lewis and the thing about Pierre is that I think I'm very glad that he has walked back the horny on main.
He went too far. The thing is, it was a classic like a toddler when you laugh at their joke and then they say the same joke over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, though. I quite enjoyed Yuki calling it a big monster and then him saying tripod. And now he's walked it back, and I'm fine with that being the extent of it.
Yeah. The thing is, I feel like Lico.
Have you seen the last thing? Have you seen the Pierre cheating allegations on Twitter?
Oh, Pierre cheating on his girlfriend? Color me shocked.
Thank you. That is my reaction.
Duh.
Did you think that the 19-year-old wannabe model, when they met, was really in this thing for love? Do you think he was in it for love with her? Fuck no.
Maybe they do love each other. We don't know, but like they're definitely all cheating on.
How many hundreds of thousands, if not millions?
Right, they're all cheating on their girlfriends except for like 2. Like, and I don't know who it is. You know what I mean? But
I think George and Alex are probably.
It would surprise me if cheating. It would surprise me if they were, but again.
Here's the thing. Carmen and Lily like each other.
Yeah.
We've seen them interact and like they quite like each other, and I think that they wouldn't,
Yeah. I find I assume that most
wasn't Checo's now wife like 17 when they started dating?
The math is concerning. The math is not great on that one when
was Checo there this weekend?
I think so. Yes, I think so.
Honestly surprised I didn't like see him on like Sky or whatever.
Yeah, maybe he was on the Spanish broadcast or whatever.
I would assume he was, yeah.
But
I don't know, run into him in the paddock, like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised.
Some Checo content.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get a little bit of Checo content, if I'm honest. But I think it's maybe because he already has a seat. A lot of time I hope the girls cheat too. Yeah. Me too, Liz.
Oh, for sure they're cheating on the guys too.
I hope so. But I just assume that most professional athletes are cheating on their wives. But also, we don't know what the situation is. Maybe they're like, whatever, don't ask, don't tell,
I mean that is the real thing. It's just like I think that when they're gone for a weekend or if it's a doubleheader, and like I assume most of these guys didn't fly like. Didn't go.
I also don't like really. I mean, it's bad, but like I don't care. Like whatever.
Well, yeah, but I'm assuming most of these guys did not go like Monaco to Austin to Monaco to Mexico.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Oh, for sure it would be. And it's like, so honestly, if everybody like implicitly or explicitly knows, come on.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend.
Yeah.
Okay, this has been delightful. Mexico, Brazil week in 2 weeks.
See you at
Let's go.
Brazil. I'm so excited for Brazil.
Appreciate you.
See ya. Bye.